Hey everyone, it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be talking about cover changes, the good, the bad, the ugly, basically comparing the old cover to the new cover and deciding which one I like better. I've done this video a few times in the past. I can't exactly remember how many times, but I really love doing it, so it's definitely a video I will continue to do in the future. I think I might be missing a couple of more recent announcements, but I will just save them for the next time I do this. It's actually been quite a while since I've done it, so I think I am long overdue. But I love doing videos where I talk about covers and compare them. Like, I love doing the UK versus US cover editions. I need to do an update of that soon too. It is on my list of videos to do. I know a lot of times you guys don't agree with my cover opinions, but I still think it's a lot of fun to compare. So some of these are anniversary editions or just remakes, and some of them are from when a hardcover turns into a paperback. They sometimes change the cover for it, so they might have the old cover still available, but I still think it's fun to compare two different covers. I enjoy that. So I have lots of books to talk about today, lots of covers to compare, so let's just dive right in. So the first comparison that I have is the one that sparked me wanting to do this video again. They actually announced these covers a while ago. I haven't seen them in person yet. I don't know if they're out yet, but it is a new edition of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series by Laini Taylor. Oh my goodness, these are amazing. To start off, obviously, here's the first book, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, the second book, Days of Blood and Starlight, and the final book, Dreams of Gods and Monsters. These are absolutely incredible. I am so obsessed with them. I love this color scheme. It's so neon, and with that black background, it just pops. And I'm not a huge fan of the old covers in general. Like, obviously, if I have to pick one, I'm going to go with the new covers because they are so gorgeous. I've just never seen book covers like this. I feel like neon might be really expensive to print, or it's just hard to print on book covers because you don't generally see it. Now, like I said, I haven't seen these in person. I'm not sure if they're out yet, so I don't know how the neon will look in person, but I'm assuming it's going to look beautiful as well, because obviously they wouldn't print it if it weren't going to look beautiful. But I think the colors are just so vibrant and gorgeous, and even the illustration, like, it is beautiful. If I keep looking down, it's because I have the covers on my computer here, because obviously to compare them, I kind of need to be looking at them at the same time. I am gonna try and kind of like move it up so then it won't be so weird, but I just think these are such powerful images. There's just something about it is incredibly striking, even just beyond the colors. So I'm obsessed with them. The old covers never really did anything for me. I kind of prefer the UK ones for them, but these like totally just knock it out of the park. I actually have a couple of series that have been given a reprint here, so I will move on to the next one next. So that is the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. So we have the first book, Cinder, the second book, Scarlet, the third book, Crest, and the final book, Winter. I'm just gonna tell you right now that the new covers are gonna be on this side. I really hope that's what I did for the first one because I can't remember, but the new cover will be on this side and then the old cover will be on this side. If I switched it, I'm sorry, but I just feel like that's easier. So for sure, I'm obsessed with these new covers. I just love when covers are illustrated. There's something about it that gets me every time. I love the visualization of the character. Like, I'm generally not a fan of an actual photo of a character. Sometimes I like it, but for the most part, I like an illustration because I feel like it still is kind of abstract, if that makes sense. But I think these are beautiful. I love the colors of them. They just are so much more vibrant than the previous covers. I don't really not like the previous covers. I like how they're more minimalistic. It kind of reminds me more of something like Twilight, where it's just like one symbol, which, I mean, Twilight didn't invent that. There's a bunch of stuff that has just like one symbol on the cover, but I do think they're representative of what the books are. I just think that these illustrated covers really show you the characters, and since they're characters that you come to love over the course of the series, it's nice to have this beautiful visualization of them. Next is the Court of Thorns and Roses series series by Sarah J. Maas. This is the last series I have in here, I believe. So the first book is A Court of Thorns and Roses. The second book, I can't even think of what it's called right now. Oh my gosh, what's it called? It's blue. It's blue. A Court of Mist and Fury. Wow. And then the third book is A Court of Wings and Ruin. And then we have A Court of Frost and Starlight. I'm sorry that my brain stopped working there. So I'm not a minimalistic person. I do like a good minimalistic cover, but these I don't like. I really just, I don't know. I prefer the other covers. I think once again, it's an illustration. I think those illustrations are beautifully done. So I don't really see why this needed to be changed. I'm not sure if this is like an anniversary edition or just a paperback reprint. I don't really know. All I know is that it does go off of the thing where it's like a symbol, like I was talking about with the last series. But I think that they had the cover of like, they nailed it before. So I don't like the yellow writing with like the bright colors. It just doesn't stand out to me. And I don't think it really suits the books. I don't know. I like the colors that they chose actually. I think they're pretty on their own. Like I really like that pink, that shade of pink and that shade of blue and the mint are really nice. I just think it doesn't pair with the yellow, and I don't really understand why they decided to go the symbol route, especially because her other covers look really nice with her other series, Throne of Glass. I think maybe the intent for this one was that it is kind of verging YA on adult, like it definitely is verging on adult. So I think with her coming out with Crescent City, which is a more adult book, they were trying to maybe appeal to a more adult audience with these covers because they do kind of look more like adult fantasies. However, Crescent City I don't think really matches these. I feel like Crescent City fits in a little bit better with her other series, so I don't know. I'm kind of confused, but bottom line is I like the old covers a lot better. So those are all the series that I have, I think. The rest are just kind of random cover changes. Some of these I've seen in person, some of them I haven't, some of them I've just come across online and I always save them as I find them, so then I will have them for when I do this video. So if you ever find any, please do let me know and send them to me. But the first one that we have here is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. So they changed all the covers to match. I think this is what the UK editions looked like, but I have never really been a fan of the cover that I have for Radio Silence. I really do prefer this one instead. I like the, I can't even remember what side I put the new and what side I put the old on. I think it was this side for the new. Oh my gosh, what a mess. But I like the teal color, and I also love how it matches all of her other books. They all look really nice together. Like they're all bright and kind of rainbow, which I love. So this I think kind of tells you more of what the book is about. I understand the other one is like, it's an image that you can definitely get that silence from, like going on this road that seems to never have an end, whatever. There's kind of radio silence around you, but I just think that you get more of an idea of what the book is about from the new one. I like that tech is brought into it too, and it just like, I don't know. To me, it's more of a powerful image in a way. But I do think it's interesting that they changed the quote on it. So on the old one, it says, "Hello, I hope somebody is listening." And on the new one, it says, "Listen to your own voice." Sorry, it's really small, so it's hard for me to see what it said in the middle there. I do have to say, I prefer the "Hello, I hope somebody is listening." I think that definitely intrigues me way more than "Listen to your own voice." But I do get that like it's more of an uplifting thing. I don't know. I do prefer the old quote, but I like the new cover better. Next is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I really like both of these covers, to be honest. I love the font and that the title is so prominent on the old one. I think that I prefer that font to the new one. However, I think there's something about that image on the new one that is just very powerful. I love that it's like music and then there's all that stuff. It almost looks like wings. I don't know what it is. Something about it just makes me want to know more. And I feel like you get the music from the other one because the like actual musical instrument is very prominent, but I just like that it's like the act of playing music and then the, I don't know, it's very abstract, but I enjoy the new cover. Next up is Mirage by Samaya Dowd, and I for sure love this new cover. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. The colors, the blue and the purple, and just the illustration of this girl is gorgeous. And I do like the old cover because I like purple a lot, but there's not a lot going on in it. I feel like it doesn't stand out to me apart from other YA fantasy books. I feel like there's a lot that have kind of that one, not even a symbol, but one image. Like it doesn't really mean anything. It's just an abstract sort of pattern and just the title, and that's really it. And I just feel like that's something that I've seen done before. But I mean, I have obviously seen illustrations of a face on a cover before, but this one's just so beautiful, and I am a sucker for an illustrated cover, so this is for sure one that I would have to go with. I do have to say, even the title of the font I prefer on the new cover. There's nothing wrong with the old cover per se, it's just something about it, like I really like that font. I think it might stand out a little bit more, even though obviously the first thing you see is the girl's face. You also, like, the title does still stand out. It doesn't take away from it. Next is Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. So I don't know if this actually exists as a cover change or what, because I feel like this book came out just last year. It's one of her newer contemporary releases, but I like both of these covers. I love the font for the new one. I love the illustration too, actually. I mean, they're pretty similar. Like one of them is illustrated and one of them is a photograph, and that's essentially the main difference. If I were to go based on her as an author, the old cover matches all of her other books, and I do think you get that like YA summary contemporary feeling from them. I think the new one looks a little bit more like a UK cover, because UK covers tend to be like just a solid background and an image. I feel like they have that more so than photos. I don't know if that actually makes any sense, but that's just what I think of when I think of a UK cover. I feel like the old cover gives me like a fall sort of cafe cozy vibe, and this new cover does still have like the cafe sort of cozy vibe, but I don't know. If I were going on her as an author, I would pick the old one because I like the fact that they all match and they are all very nice. And also it has a very nice spine. Like I have it. I don't know where. It's somewhere around here, but I really like the spine for it. But just going on the image, I enjoy the purple. And I mean, I'm biased because I love purple, but I also enjoy the font and the little illustration for the new one. So I'm actually gonna go with the new one. Next is The Library of Lost Things by Laura Taylor Namey. So I actually haven't picked up this book myself yet, but it has been on my radar. And I like the old cover. Once again, I feel like usually I go with the old covers. I mean, maybe it's an even mix, but I'm gonna have to go with the new one for this one. I like that it's pretty much the same. Like they keep with, it's definitely a bookish story. I think with the new one, you get a little bit more that it's a romance, maybe. I mean, with the other one, it's just kind of, you don't know, you just know books. And obviously books are a part of the story because it's the Library of Lost Things, but I like that the color scheme is the same too. I just think that the new cover is a little bit cuter in my opinion. I have so many books to talk about right now. I'm gonna try and like not spend so much time on them and just repeat myself and talk about nonsense and overanalyze. So next is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera, and I didn't really enjoy this book, but I love the illustration for the new one. However, I feel like the smiley face kind of captures the book a little bit better. It just, something about it like gets the book. I have read this book, obviously. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I feel like these are kind of tied because I do think that's such a beautiful illustration, but I think that I just like the smiley face for this story a little bit more. And I do like the kind of rainbow pocket. I think that's a really nice touch, but I don't know. This one's really hard. I feel like they're tied, but I think I'm gonna go with the old one. Next is Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zuzak. This is actually a book that I tragically DNF'd. So I think with this new cover, they're kind of going like, it seems like more of an adult route, if that makes sense. I like the images of the other cover better. I think it's more abstract and I kind of prefer that than this image of an actual bridge. I think the symbolism and I think the biggest thing is the font. So with the old cover, it's like stamped on there. There's ink that's bleeding, and I just think that's a very nice touch. And the new cover, it's just the title. Like it's the same font, but it doesn't have that sort of bleeding blotted effect. But I think the new cover just kind of bores me. Next is Hold Still by Nina LaCour. for sure, I love the new cover for this one. I love the color scheme for it, and it actually matches her newer books. So I think that's why they've done this reprint, is so her books will match now. The old one's just kind of like a typical YA contemporary from, like, I would say, I don't know, like the early 2000s, late 2000s. I don't know if that's the right time period, but I think that this new one is definitely a little bit more modern. We've kind of been going in the way of illustrated covers, which is lovely. I absolutely adore it. And I just think this one is kind of a bit more fun and a bit more cute. I do want to mention, obviously the cover doesn't matter, but it's fun to judge them by a cover, okay? Next is the Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe, and I really like the new cover for this one. I also really like the old one, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the new one because I feel like it's almost like he's at a party and he's not, like, he doesn't feel like he's a part of it. He feels really awkward, and I just think that's such a relatable image for a YA book. Like, it makes me really want to read this book, which I do still need to read it. I like the old cover a lot because it has a lot of Canadian elements to it, and it is a story. I don't know if the author's Canadian. I'm assuming so, but I know that the story is about someone who is from Montreal and moves to Texas. And I think you get like the field guide aspect with the original cover, but I just feel like someone from Montreal like moving to Texas, you get more of the outsider like feeling, really like, what is this, from that new cover. And also the color scheme is really nice. Next is Undead Girl Game by Lily Anderson. This one is super hard because I love both of these covers. I think they both do a good job of conveying what the book is about. So I love how the old cover is like a old jean jacket. I couldn't think of the word for some reason, but with all of the different like pins on it. And I absolutely love that the title and the author's name look like pins, and that there's that little one with like the zombie hands. But with the new cover, you get like, I love that there's the shadows of the zombie hands and everything, and it is a photograph, but it is a beautiful photograph. Like, I really love that. And I do like the font for the title, and I love the little quote, "We're back witches," because like, it's really like a zombie witchy story, kind of paranormal, but it's high school drama too, and I love the mix of that. And I think with both of these covers, that message is easily conveyed. I think I'm gonna have to go with the old one though, just because like they are really tied, but I just love the pins. It's so fun. Next is The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. So I've actually never read a Sarah Dessen book before, and I haven't read this one yet, so I'm just going off of like the aesthetics of it. And for sure, I like the new cover better. I like how the font is in the old one. I like that it kind of looks like a path almost, and the boat in between the docks, but it's just kind of boring. I don't know. I like more going on. So the new one I think is really cute. Definitely looks like a summery romance. You still have like the dock and the boat and everything, and the colors are beautiful. It's like this beautiful sunset or sunrise. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a sunset, but I also feel like the title is still really well integrated into the image, even though it is like an actual image now instead of just a boat and everything, even though it's not as minimalistic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, for sure the new cover. Next is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal, and these covers are pretty similar. Like, they're pretty much the same, but they're just a little bit different, and it makes it so hard because I love the new one. I really enjoy the font, but I also like the font of the old one. And I really love the celestial aspect of the new one. I'm kind of a sucker for celestial things. I think they're absolutely beautiful. So you definitely get that with the new one. You have the same beautiful illustration of the girl, but I like that you get a castle and everything, and it kind of looks like Starry Night at times in the background of the old one. So I'm gonna have to go with the old one, but they're pretty similar. I like them both a lot. Next is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. Once again, two covers that are very similar, and both of them are really lovely, I think, I can't tell if the new one is an illustration or not. Like, oh no, it definitely is an illustration. I like the muted tones to the new one, but I do think I prefer the vibrancy of the old one. It's not like in your face vibrant, but I think it has a little bit more color and impact to it. And you definitely get the conflict from that cover, which I think looks very nice. Like, one girl looks like a warrior princess with that gold, like, it's very pretty. They haven't really changed the title or anything too much. It's really just the background image, but I think I prefer the old one. It stands out to me a little bit more. Next is Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali, and I love both of these covers. I feel like it's getting so much harder to do these videos because a lot of times cover changes, like, I like the old one too. It used to be so much easier because I would hate the old one or I would hate the new one, and I feel like with these, it just has not been easy. I feel like these are pretty similar. Like, you definitely get the same thing from them, like waiting in an airport, but I love the image of the old one. I think it's really nice. I love the blue color scheme too. I think with the new one though, I love that font. I love the title and how that's so central. The title in the other one doesn't really do anything for me. So I feel like if there was like a combination of these two, I would really like it. I don't know which one to go with. I think I'm gonna have to go with the new one just because it is pretty much like a it's pretty much the same thing, but the title just stands out a lot more and I like that. Next is The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. I really love this book. I like both of these covers. However, I like the old one a little bit more. I think I just like when covers, like, I don't know. I like a very specific kind of illustration, and this one just kind of bores me. I love how the title is very central in the old one, and it is also a really lovely font. Actually, I mean, it's a combination of fonts, but I think it's also really cool because it is a story that is set on New Year's Day. Actually, I mean New Year's Eve going to New Year's Day, and it's set in a snowstorm, and I think that the like snowflakes look really cool. And I just think with the old one, or the new one rather, you don't really get what it's about. I mean, you get the travel, there's a plane and everything, but I think that you get more of the wintry, festive, I mean, it's not festive, but the wintry vibes come through with the old one. Also, it's not very often that you see covers with that bright, like royal blue color, and I really like that. Next is Orphan Monster Spy by Matt Colleen. So I think with the new cover, oh, that's the other one I wanted to do. The Librarian of Auschwitz got a new cover that makes it look like the Tattooist of Auschwitz, like it might be by the same author. They're definitely trying to like market it towards there, but I'll include that in the next time I do this video. I'm actually not even gonna get to all of this list because I have so many books to talk about here, but Orphan Monster Spy, for sure, I like the old cover better. I think it's just very striking, like the image of this girl with all these soldiers in the background. It's disturbing, and I think that this book is going to be pretty disturbing. I haven't gotten the chance to read it yet, but I really want to. But even the font looks like it's like stamped there, which I think just seems fitting. But the other one just looks like honestly any other like historical fiction. It doesn't stand out to me, but like the first cover really stands out to me and I like it a lot. The red and everything, like, it's nice. The last book that I'm going to talk about is The War Outside by Monica Hessi. I didn't know that there was a new cover for this. I don't know if there actually is, but I have the old cover and I kind of wish that I had the new one because I like that new one a lot. I like that it's the images of these two girls because it is about two girls who are in an internment camp. One of them is German and one of them is Japanese. And you see those two girls front and center on the new cover. And I mean, the old cover though, it's not that I dislike the old cover. I really like both of them actually. I think they convey the same message in a different way. The old one shows you that they are like behind barbed wire and everything and that they're trapped there. And you do see the two girls and I think it's very intriguing. But I think that the second image, just because they're like staring at you, it's very striking. So I don't think I can pick one for this one because I like them both. I know that's kind of a cop-out for the last one, but oh well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, I have plenty more that I can do. I didn't realize I had so many and it's been so long since I've done one. So please let me know if you would like me to do more. Also let me know which cover you like better. I know a lot of you probably will disagree with me, but it's fine. Everyone has different opinions and that's Great. Yeah. I've been filming all day. Obviously, I'm very tired, but thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!